Hello my beautiful fragrance family, Dustin here, Fragrance Fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification. I'm just going to keep on giving you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews, that $40-ish and under dollar range, and most of these are way less than that. A good number of these you can find at your local rack stores, including 2 of these that I'm talking about today. I want to go over 4 different fragrances that most of the time that I wear them actually garnish a little bit of attention. People like to give compliments on these things. So there's a good possibility that these are kind of more the, I guess, crowd pleasing of the cooler winter style fragrances. And in no particular order whatsoever, I'm just going to kick things off with CK1 Shock. See this thing in the rack stores all the time. The standard presentation where you got to build the actual atomizer and everything like that. 3.4 ounce bottle. I got this one for 20 bucks. And atomizer's okay on these. So this is an oriental style fragrance. It opens up with a decent amount of freshness from like some mandarin, or there's some kind of citruses up top, but then it dries back into a kind of a powdery, lavender, spicy, tobacco oriental kind of a fragrance. It has tobacco, but it's not a loud in your face tobacco. It's more of a safe kind of a tobacco fragrance. If you're familiar with Burberry London, that bike is really loud. I'm not going to edit it out. If you're familiar with Burberry London, then it'll get you in the ballpark of what this smells like. To me, this has a little more character. It's got a couple more things going on, like the lavender. It's a little bit heavier on the lavender in this, whereas London is a little bit more spicy. But longevity on this, you're going to go ahead and get 7+ hours with this thing, maybe even more. This is the kind of fragrance where when you apply it once, you know, you do your couple sprays in the morning, and then around lunchtime or whatever, if you just spray yourself 1 or 2 more times, that's all you need. It like awakens the whole thing up, and you're good the rest of the day. So you don't have to like do like some fragrances, you have to like completely reapply them. Not with this one. For whatever reason, at least on me, 1 or 2 sprays and I'm good to go. The second fragrance that I want to go over, one that doesn't get talked about a whole lot. It kind of did when it first came out a little bit, but Jacques Bogart Silver Scent Deep. So this is a citrusy, vanilla, woody, nutty fragrance. It's got a lot of nuttiness in this thing. It maintains true to the stereotypical thing that these silver scents are known for, and that is a grape soda vibe. This definitely has that grape soda vibe. The atomizer on these things are trash. It's garbage. It probably looks really good on film, but it doesn't spray like this. It sprays like this. Like if you put your hose on, like, you know, you can adjust the little things. You have like shower or whatever, and there's that one that's like that flat thing. If I hold this thing like that, it'll be like that flat fan spray. It's weird. And the other one, my Silver Scent Pure, is like a sneeze. So the atomizer on these are notoriously not good. But other than that, the scent profile is great. It's a really good scent profile on this thing. Semi-sweet, a little bit of spiciness. You get a decent amount of that orange blossom in there. I love a good orange blossom. It's kind of similar to jasmine. Creamy white floral type of a smell with that nuttiness and woodiness in this thing. But it's, like I said, it's got that fizzy grape soda feel with like some nuttiness and white floral from the orange blossom, and it's a good performer. Most people, I get like 8 hours or so, but most people are probably going to get like 10 hours out of this thing with good projection. It's kind of what these are known for a little bit. Up next, Cremo Spice Black Vanilla. I adore this fragrance. It has, this also has like a hint of a tobacco fragrance or a tobacco note in it, but black vanilla and spice is just such a good description of this thing. It almost has a watery quality. I don't know what's giving it that, but it almost has that going on. These atomizers have an okay, or Cremos have an okay atomizer. Man, this thing is like a warm, scrumptious, this is a great date night fragrance because it's one that you just want to get closer to and like wrap yourself around it or something. It is a great, warm, spicy, creamy vanilla. it is really similar to Victor and Rolf's Spice Bomb Extreme, except Spice Bomb Extreme is a bit spicier. This leans a touch more on the some kind of a weird like aquatic note in there to me, vanilla side, but not a whole lot sweeter. It's not like a lot sweeter or anything like that, but it's not as spicy as Spice Bomb is, but it is quite similar. So if you like that scent profile, it could almost be redundant if you have this one and this one. They're so close. As far as the performance, this one used to be really good. This particular one that I got from like 2 years ago, it's 2023 now, is still very good. I get 7+ hours with this. I guess most people are not getting that anymore. They're getting like 5 or maybe even under, but still for $20, get it. It's totally worth it. Completely worth that. Spray away. This is a compliment getting warm, just creamy, warm, spicy fragrance. This thing is so good for the winter and fall. It is one of my favorite fragrances that are $20 and under. Like exactly 20 and under. This is still one of my favorites, and I have quite a few fragrances. So that should say something about this. I haven't wore this thing in a long time, and look at the dent I've taken out of this thing because I enjoy it that much. And up next is a fragrance that made a real big name for itself when it came out because it's cloning Dior Sauvage Elixir, my cat. And it does a great job at it. And I'm talking about Lattafa's Assad. And these Middle Eastern clone houses sometimes do some weird stuff with the presentation. I like the way the thing looks. Tacky and cheesy and stuff and just weird. I don't know. I like it. Atomizer is big and clunky, but it doesn't really feel that cheap. Even though it's plastic, it doesn't feel that cheap. It clicks nice into place. Atomizer is not too bad. This thing is super spicy, but like a nice spice. It's not like a crazy sharp spice, but it does have a little bit of a bite to it. It almost smells like there's some clove in this thing. It's like clove, wood, vanilla is mainly what you're going to get in this. There's all kinds of other notes, but if you just picture cloves, some other like fresh spiciness with some woods and vanilla, that's going to get you in the ballpark of this. If you smell Dior Sauvage Elixir, they did a really good job at cloning it. Quite a good job. I haven't spent a lot of time with that fragrance. I don't own it. I've smelled it several times. I haven't like given it full wears, so I can't tell the difference in the performance or anything like that, or how it changes from the opening to the dry down, but I know from the opening, they're quite similar. Quite similar. But as far as performance on this, it's a great performer. This thing does a really good job. 8+ hours. Every one of these fragrances I'm talking about, at least as far as my bottles, are significantly above average. 7+ hours every one of these, and this are the two strongest performers. They're about the same. Most people are probably going to get borderline beast mode with like the 10-hour. Like me personally, I'm closer to the 8-hour on both of them, but that's really saying something because I usually don't get good performance on fragrances, and I do on both of these. This is a fragrance that will garnish some attention. You could go nose blind from it too, just like the regular Sauvage. For whatever reason, those ambroxan kind of fragrances, you can go nose blind. This one doesn't really have an ambroxan note or anything like that. It kind of has a little bit of ambroxan feel, but not so much. Like I said, this leans way more on like a clove kind of spice, mixed in with some other spices, wood and vanilla. Excellent, excellent fragrance. So I love all 4 of these fragrances. CK1 Shock, Jacques Bogart, Silver Scent Deep, Spice and Black Vanilla, one of my babies, and Lattafa Assad. They're just amazing fragrances. Every one of these are quite inexpensive. I think this is the most expensive one for $23. The others are 20 and under. I think this is the cheapest. You can get it sometimes for like $18. Sometimes it goes up to $24, but it's usually in between that. And those other two are $20 all day long. They have been, they are still, and hopefully they will continue to be. So, video is a little bit different, but that's what I got for you today. So that's my final thoughts on a couple fragrances that are mass pleasing for the winter and will probably get you some compliments and get you noticed. And with that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always. And until next time.